Absolutely beautiful. Okay, now I have an OG repurchase which I was so excited to get my hands on again. This is this year's one and this is last year's one. The Huda Beauty. I'm so nervous about this one actually. And the video went down like a lead balloon. Nobody really cared. Hello everyone, assalamualaikum, welcome back to my channel. So there's been a lot of moving content going on, but I thought I'd sit down and film 2 beauty videos today since I have actually obviously done my makeup. It's obviously been a really heavy time for anyone with an ounce of humanity. Because of that, most people have not been really wanting to do their usual day-to-day, which is like completely understandable. I'm exactly in the same boat. I haven't wanted to either. But I do want to wrap it up and talk to you guys about some of the beauty stuff. Please know that I'm not like ignoring what's happening. Obviously, if you guys follow me on any other social media, you will have seen that I'm constantly posting updates as much as I can, even though I'm being shadow banned and censored like anyone else. But we have to keep going, we have to keep being their voices. So please keep doing everything you can for Palestine. This video is probably going to go up in about 4 or 5 weeks. I have no idea what the situation is going to be like. It's not looking great at all, but yeah, we have to just keep making dua as well. Keep working on ourselves as well, because the end of the world is so near, guys. Right, anyway, I've had this box room for the longest time, since before I moved. This is a box full of things that I have purchased from like maybe the middle of 2023 or up until September, and then I have got a Sephora haul coming up as well. But some of these things I've been using and I can give you a little review on, and some of the things are like brand new that I've only just opened today or haven't opened at all yet. I'm just going to talk you guys through. So yes, as far as I'm aware, of course, like everything else on my channel, this is all ethical beauty. But like I've always said, it's a non-exhaustive list. We don't have privy to like where the CEOs and brand owners of all the brands do tend to send their money. But the ones who are very open about funding genocide, L'Oreal, Estee Lauder, P&G and Johnson & Johnson, we avoid those. We've been avoiding those on here for the longest time. And that's never going to stop until they stop funding genocide and oppression. And that's that. So as far as I know, this is all ethical. However, if I have made any mistakes or anything, then do let me know. So, the first item is actually a TikTok item. It is the Glow Milk Mist by the Beauty Crop. Suitable for all skin types. It's got rose water and niacinamide in it, and a lot of people were comparing this to the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, which I have used and I do really like that spray. I have run out. This is 34 mils, and in here you get 75 mils, so like a good amount more, and obviously it's a lot cheaper, and it does also have hyaluronic acid in it as well. What I will say is that I feel like it definitely does what it says on the tin. It definitely seals the makeup. I love setting my makeup in place after I've done any makeup, because I always tend to use powder for my under eyes and I hate the powdery look. So having a setting spray that is gonna get rid of the powdery crepey look but also set it in place and keep it in place is chef's kiss. So far so good. I'm really liking this. So I would buy this again if I saw it on a good sale, but at the same time, if I can find products that do the same thing and are a lot cheaper, I'm gonna go for that because I like saving money. So yeah, that's definitely getting a thumbs up for me so far. The second item, one of the most exciting items, is another Pat McGrath Labs eyeshadow palette. This is another one of her Mothership Mega Celestial palettes. This is a Celestial Nirvana Artistry palette. So I got the red one last year and I've literally just today opened up this one. So these colours are not for the faint-hearted. If you do not like coloured eyeshadow, you will not like this. But I do find that these palettes are really good value for money, especially when you get them on a good deal. I can't remember, I think I got it for like 35% off, 40% off. Palettes with the big pans, you guys know which ones I'm talking about. I have had my eyes on them for the longest time, but I personally cannot justify spending over £100 on one eyeshadow palette when I already own so many, and I haven't really been doing a lot of makeup this year, so it just feels like a massive waste to spend that much money. However, when she does these sort of palettes, they are much more reasonable. Obviously palettes do last you for years, like it's a powder product, it's not liquid or cream. And also, I'll just show you guys before I carry on rambling on. This is the colourway, so like I said, it's definitely not for the faint-hearted, but I genuinely believe that these palettes are so great for anyone who is like South Asian, anyone who has like just a lot of events, colourful culture, you know, because we will use these colours ultimately. So these are the shades you've got, and I actually did use it today on my eyes, so you can see you actually can create a very neutral look. Obviously the glitter on top is not from the palette, but I used this shade, this shade, this shade, this shade, and this shade. So you can definitely create a neutral look from it, but I also love the purple, the green, the richness of the mattes is stunning. The red as well, it's very hard to find a good red eyeshadow, and these are the colours that I love to use when it is an event. It is Eid, it's, you know, a wedding event and Dolki at Mendi. I love to add colour to my eyes. I love the artistry part of makeup, I always have. So yeah, I definitely will be using this palette, and like I said, I've got the red one. I'll show you guys the red one. The red one is the Celestial Odyssey palette. This one's a little bit more on the neutral side, as you can see. It's a little bit less scary looking than the pink one. I wasn't sure if I was going to go for the pink one, but now I've got it, I'm so happy that I went for it, because like I said, I definitely will be using it. And I like that the pink one, the Celestial Nirvana, has more matte shades in it, whereas the Odyssey has a lot more like of her shimmery formula. This is this year's one and this is last year's one. They're both stunning, and obviously, like for me, as someone who's not justifying or not willing to pay the high price tag that is for her like larger ones, just getting a chance to use the formula for eyeshadows is amazing, because they are like the best eyeshadows ever. Next thing I got was a Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Perfector. Now I have done a video on these and the video went down like a lead balloon. Nobody really cared. That's nice to know. But anyway, this is a perfector and I got this in the shade medium. So you can see we've got a matte bronzing part here, and then it goes into a sort of medium shimmery shade and then a highlighting shade there. I have probably used this the least from the two products that I got. To me, probably the least versatile, only because I tend to like really like this shade here, the bronzer shade. I'm not actually using it today. My brushes are crying for a wash. It's very gross how much I need to wash my brushes, but this is a shade of the medium perfector, so it is really nice for my skin tone actually. I'm like doing this without a mirror, as you can see, or a mirror close to me. But it's a lovely matte shade. It sort of warms the skin up really nicely and adds a little bit of sculpting, but it definitely is more of a bronzer than a contour. Then these two are lovely, but would I buy this again off the bat after having it in my collection for a couple of months? No, is the answer to that. It's nice to have, it's nice to use, but it's not a must-have for me personally. Okay, now I have an OG repurchase, which I was so excited to get my hands on again. This is the KVD Shade and Light Fillable Contour Palette. So I had the original one before they made it refillable. Since I've got this, I've been using it all the time. I absolutely love it. The only thing is, it is on the larger size, so I've not been obviously able to travel with it, and I have been doing a lot of traveling recently. The nice thing about this is that you can push the shades through the back and then just buy the refills, which is a much more eco-friendly way of having the palette, and also it makes more sense because I tend to get through the light shades much more quicker than these, and that's what happened last time. I hit pan on those and then I still kept the palette hanging around because I wanted to use up the contour shades, but the shades are exactly the same, thankfully, because obviously the actual Kat Von D herself, she has sold the brand onto, and it stayed as KVD now, not Kat Von D. I was a bit worried that the shades would be different, the formula would be different, but it's not at all. I love that you can mix and match the highlight shades, because the orange one is really nice for if you've got a bit of darkness still peeking through. Adding a tiny bit of that orangey peachy shade is going to help to colour correct it as a powder, which is amazing. And then if you've gone a bit over the top with your concealer, like in terms of if it's not as brightening as you wanted, add more of the first shade, this loosest shade. And then obviously Lyric isn't my favourite shade, it's just my perfect under eye setting shade. And yeah, I really like all three of these as well. The only thing is, I have definitely been too heavy handed with Subconscious. That is way too deep. I need to use this tiniest amount if I'm using that. I tend to mix these two to do my sort of daily, or whenever I'm using it, contour and bronzing, and yeah, it's great. I love it. Alright, next up we've got another repurchase of the NARS Sheer Glow Foundation. I got this again in the shade Stromboli, medium 3. I'm not going to talk about this for too long because I feel like I have given this foundation so many props on my channel before, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm wearing it today actually. This is what's on my face. Lovely medium coverage. I have been struggling with hormonal acne around my mouth for a while now, but I feel like it just really nicely evens out the skin tone. I don't have to go in with a lot of concealer or anything beforehand with this foundation, but it also, I feel like my skin still looks like skin. Obviously it's very clear that I'm wearing foundation when I'm wearing this. That's okay, because I like the look. It's not cakey, it's not over the top, it doesn't look like I've painted on loads of foundation. It's just my go-to, and if they ever discontinue it or change the formula, I'm going to be very, very, very sad, because Sheer Glow is chef's kiss. I got a bit of stick for these actually, but I'm going to talk about them anyway. So I got the HNB Cosmetics Soft Focus Airbrush Concealers. I ended up getting 3 of these. I got them in the shade 2.5W, 2W and 1.5W. Now the reason why I got stick on this is because in the past she has been cancelled for her previous like racist and ignorant comments and remarks, and obviously ideally like that would never have happened, right? But this was like 10 years ago, and I feel like if someone has apologized and moved forwards and has acknowledged that they were wrong and then moved forwards and then created a brand, I don't believe that's enough of a reason to cancel them forever, because we've all said like really stupid things. Not that I'm justifying her behavior or actions, obviously not. She definitely was so wrong for what she said, of course. However, as somebody who's also boycotting products from companies who are openly and proudly and fully funding genocide, I would rather support an ex-racist who's realised she's wrong but is not funding that oppression than those brands, you know? Like, if I had to pick between the two. And let's be honest, there's not the biggest choice. Once you're boycotting the main parent companies, there's not the biggest choice when it comes to concealers. You guys know I love my Kevin and Kwan, and you guys also know that they changed the formula and ruined everything 2 years ago. So anyway, this is the concealer that I've been using. Is it as good as Kevin and Kwan? No. Will anything be as good as the OG? I don't think so, because the formula of that was so unique for me and I just loved it. However, it is really lovely. It is definitely one of the best liquid concealers or tube concealers I have ever tried, and with between the 3 shades I can make like my sort of perfect and dry, as perfect as I can get. I do have to let it really sit on the skin and dry down as much as possible, and I much prefer using it with a brush rather than a sponge, just to enhance the coverage even more. But yeah, overall I really like it, and because it's like a brand that's on TikTok, it's worth like adding it to your basket and then waiting for them to do sales, because I've never paid more than £7 something for each of those concealers. It's a good price and a really good concealer, and I would recommend it. Right, moving on. I picked up the Weleda Skin Food Rich Intensive Skincare Face Cream, I think. Is this face cream? Yeah, so this is for dry and rough skin. It's supposed to be a miracle cream. People rave about this stuff, but I am not a fan. I honestly find it way too thick and like waxy, and it doesn't sit well on my face. Like, I can see it being really good for the hands, the elbows. Obviously it's saying it's for dry and rough skin, so maybe guys let me know, have I just picked up the completely wrong one? This is the one that I purchased. Have I got the wrong one, and is there one that I was supposed to get instead of this? Because I can't lie, when I tried this out I was like not really seeing the hype, and then I kept trying it, and I've stopped using it now, and I've gone back to my Ember Release because I just can't go wrong with that, and I feel like that always gives me the right amount of hydration and the right base and prep for my makeup or just my general day to day. That was a bit of a letdown, unfortunately, but yeah, I might be doing it completely wrong, so let me know. Okay, I got the Iqra PHA toner. This is for sensitive skin and it helps to gently improve the skin texture. Like I said, because of my hormonal breakouts, I was a little bit like, maybe I've been going over the top with my actives and like my retinols and stuff like that, so I went for a more gentle formula. I have actually now used this up, and I will say, for me personally, this was too gentle. So it is a gentle exfoliating toner, and it removes dead skin cells from the surface layer of the skin whilst naturally locking in moisture. So obviously if you do have sensitive skin, definitely give this a go. I tried to go down the more sensitive route because I thought that would help, but I don't know if it's just the hormones or what, but personally it didn't do a whole lot for me, and I think I'll try a different type of more gentle toner from a Korean skincare brand instead next time rather than this. I would not personally repurchase this product again. I love the Iqra, don't get me wrong, they are not owned by any of the genocide funding brands, hooray, and they also have loads of amazing products, but this one in particular did not really work for me, unfortunately. I got this lash glue, super strong lash glue hold. It's by EMEDA. I got this because I needed a clear lash glue because there was so many weddings over the summer, and I really needed a clear lash glue that I can stick here to stick the tika in place. If you know, you know. Don't do that. It's going to be swinging around your head like a pendulum, and it's going to annoy you. Or it's going to twist in the pictures, and you're going to look really cute, and then you're going to have an upside back to front tika, and you're going to be so annoyed at everyone around you who did not tell you. Trust me, I've been there. So yeah, this is from Amazon. I will link it down below. It does the job. It works well on the eyes for the eyelashes, and it works well at sticking the tika in place. We have some items here that I have not opened. Exciting times. I repurchased the Fenty Glow 01 Gloss Bomb. This is the first ever Fenty lip gloss that I ever brought, and I love it. It's a very like lovely like grab and go situation for me. I love that her gloss bombs are not super sticky. They really voluminize the lips, which I definitely need, especially the top lip over here. And yeah, like, it's not my favourite colour in the whole world for lip glosses. I definitely have ABH lip glosses that I prefer the colour of, but the formula of this is what keeps me going back to it. So I've repurchased that because I think I was with my friend and she was getting like 30% off all Fenty, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna do that, and then I also purchased this as a new shade for me. This is a gloss bomb in the shade Fussy 02. I actually prefer this shade to this one because it is more pink, and I prefer a pink colour. Currently wearing a Primark lip gloss, would you believe? But I will just show you guys on top the effect of the Fenty lip gloss. So you can see my lips are a little bit shiny, sorry, but let me just, whoa, see, instantly more pumped up and voluminous. Guys, can you see the difference? And there's like no tingling or anything. Like, this isn't supposed to be one that like makes your lips, it's not supposed to be like that. I think I do have that in their range actually, and they also have like a cream formula as well. Ooh, we've got a Kat Von D liquid lipstick. I'm saying all like that because I literally had these in the box for so long. I was like, I'm gonna do a haul, I'm gonna film a haul, I'm gonna film a haul. Literally since July, and we're now in November at the time of filming this. So it does feel like these are brand new products that are a present to me, which I absolutely am not. I definitely bought them myself. But this is the Kat Von D Everlasting Liquid Lipstick in the shade Love Dare 90. Annoyingly, her liquid lipsticks, they change the names. I think they change the colours as well. But this, to me, looked similar to a shade I used to love. Now, if you guys are OG followers, you will remember that these liquid lipsticks were like my first foray into liquid lipsticks, and they were my absolute favourites. So Lolita 2 and Double Dare, those 3 shades were my favourite. Now, this shade here is called Love Dare, and this is what it looks like. Mauvey, medium toned pink shade. So looking at that shade, I know it's definitely one that I'm going to be wearing a lot. Having something that's a little bit more bluey toned and pink is going to be different, and it's going to be nice, and I needed something different in my life. I got the Biostance Squalane and Zinc Sheer Mineral Sunscreen. Mineral sunscreen, not a chemical sunscreen, because like I said, with my skin going crazy, I was like, maybe it's a sunscreen, maybe it's the SPF that I'm using. Chemical sunscreens can be a little bit more on the abrasive and harsher side, and if you are having problems with your skin, it's recommended to switch to a mineral one. I really like it actually. I have been really liking it. This is what the bottle looks like. What I like the most about it is that it actually doesn't leave any white cast or anything, and it like blends into the skin really easily. Okay, then we've got the Makeup by Mario, a Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. I don't have this to hand. I think it's in one of my makeup bags that I was traveling with. This is like the sort of balmy cream product essentially. I got this in medium dark. I do really like this. Again, I'm going to direct you to my video where I did a demo of both this one and the Skin Perfector. From the two of them, I prefer the enhancer. Probably buy this one again, but I'm not sure because there's actually so many good contoury bronzy products out there. I really want to get the Charlotte Tilbury contour ones again, and I really would like to get another shade of the Huda Beauty Tantour. So I like it, I don't get me wrong, I like it, but I don't know that I would like rush out to buy it again at the moment. On to the last few things. Woohoo, we're nearly done. So we've got another Pat McGrath Lab Celestial Nirvana eyeshadow palette. These were really good value. I was very impressed with these. I got one for me and I got one for my friend, and I just thought these kind of sort of shades are the ones that are just going to be used a lot. I like the size of it too, especially compared to those big ones. It's a very cute size. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. So I definitely will be using all of these, and this one, and then that one I definitely will be using for smoky. So there's not one shade in this palette that I wouldn't be using, and I'll just quickly show you guys a couple of swatches. So that's what they look like on my fingers, as you can see. That was like, you could literally see I didn't have to dig into that at all. This is definitely a palette that you would want to use with other palettes, if that makes sense, because you don't have a lot of mattes going on there. But look at the sparkle of that. Stunning. And again, both sides of the palettes are really good value, so I thought it was rude not to. Now I have the Huda Beauty. I'm so nervous about this one actually. The Huda Beauty Faux Filter Luminous Matte Liquid Concealer. Okay, and I got this in the shade Sugar Biscuit 3.5N, and I do believe I got the wrong shade. I ordered it online because I had a good discount code, and then the next day we were in Edinburgh in St James in the Harrods store, and I was watching it and I was like, that doesn't look like it's gonna work. This is 3.5. I do find her shades to be so confusing, guys. Let me know if you are Shamboli and Nars, what shade you use as her concealer shade, please. Let me know. Help a girl out. I'm gonna just try it. I'm gonna try it. Ugh, okay, right, bismillah. Right, so first impressions, looking at it in the tube, it's looking like a nice skin tone. Okay, yeah. So, so as you can see, it's here. And as you can see, my hands are darker than my face, and therefore this is going to be a good concealer shade. I don't even know if I could use the word good. It's going to be a decent concealer shade for under the eyes, but I would have to use something brighter on top. So that's a bit of a shame. This is definitely too deep. 3.5. It's too deep, Iqra, like that. That was a fail. Usually I'm quite good at buying and guessing shades online. However, this was not great. However, it's not unusable. So I will be mixing this with my Holly Boon concealer. And I'm excited to see if it's like worth the hype. A lot of people do like this. I don't like spending a lot of money on the high-end tube concealers because I feel like they just don't last very well. but I will let you guys know. I'll keep you posted on that. And then the final item is a repurchase. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation in the shade 6N. I've done a demo of this on my Instagram if you're interested. It's honestly one of the most stunning foundations ever. My other one, I almost ran out, but actually ended up oxidizing and it went really, really orange in tube. So this is what it looks like, brand new. Lovely sleek packaging. I love it. But that's it. Woohoo! We've got to the end of my little slightly reviews, and then some of them are like repurchases and then some of them are brand new. Hope you guys enjoyed this chatty beauty video. There is going to be a Sephora haul coming up and I will chat to you guys very soon. Take care guys, and remember to keep supporting Palestine and keep doing your bit. Love is. Bye!